UFC 303, Alex Pereira is gonna knock Jiri out due to a Voodoo KO. So during the press conference, the reporter had asked Jiri about this whole magic thing that's been going on that Jiri's been talking about that he saw backstage. And then Jiri goes, yeah, I just want fair fight. And I just don't want evil things in this fight. So I just want fair fight, skill for skill. And then Pereira goes, Shama. And then the translator goes, oh, he's saying that you should have your own spirits as well, you know what I'm saying? So Pereira ain't even denying that. So that's some weird shit going on here. What exactly are they doing? I don't really know. It could be what the indigenous tribes in Brazil call a guerra ritual. It's sort of like this war ritual so that the ancestors protect you or whatever. Yeah, but I guess it's just cultural, so he does it maybe. The process goes such like you have to like chant and then you do these weird dances probably around a fire. Is how I'd imagine it to be. And then some other rituals that you have to fulfill, and they believe you get protection out of that. So do I believe in any of this? Listen, mate, I am not commenting on this. I believe in Teixeira MMA gym. I think that, I don't know. I'm not going to comment about this. Making this video is already pretty scary. I might get my ass cursed by doing some shit like this. But yeah, now let's talk about the fight. So in the first fight, Pereira was making reads on Jiri later down the fight. He got caught a little bit initially. And I think those reads are going to carry on to this fight. I don't think Jiri's going to have the same openings that he did in that first fight. And Jiri did say that he hasn't even changed his fight style. He hasn't adjusted for this camp specifically or anything like that. So that's interesting because I do think Pereira has understood the way he fights, and I think he's going to counter him more effectively in this fight. Now don't get me wrong, Jiri does have more ways to win this fight. He can take this to the ground, but don't forget that Pereira's a black belt. Yeah, that's the highest rank you can get. So he's basically as good as Oliveira on the ground. So don't count him out, you get what I'm saying? But yeah, as a conclusion, I'm going to take Pereira. I think he's actually going to get this done by KO. I think he's going to sleep Jiri in this one. I think Jiri's never going to be the same after this, which is depressing. This is why I hate two dudes that are like no homo, just go against each other. I hate this. I like there being an enemy. Or a Dagestani or something, but it is what it is. I think Pereira is just gonna get this one done by Voodoo KO. That's just the conclusion. Next fight down the card, we got the co-main, Ortega versus Lopes. So there's a few things that give Ortega the advantage here. So firstly, he didn't make weight, so they have to move it up to lightweight now. So I think that will give him a little bit of an advantage because he will be the chunkier dude. He'll have more weight on Lopes, but Lopes is a big dude on his own, you get what I'm saying, for the weight class. I think for the most part the grappling cancels out, but Lopes is very aggressive on the ground, and if it goes there, I think Lopes will be the one to latch something up before Ortega does. But at the end of the day, I think it cancels out. They're probably going to stay on the feet, and on the feet Ortega is obviously really hard to finish, and also Diego Lopes got that wide face, and he just looks like someone who doesn't get knocked out. I know everyone's picking Lopes for this one, but I really want to say Ortega for quite a few reasons. Firstly, even in his last fight where he like twisted his leg or whatever initially, and he was also coming off like a 2-year layoff, he still won that fight against Jair, and Jair is people think Jair's a bum now that he's lost to these people, but Jair is high level. He arguably beat Holloway, obviously didn't, but he was very close in that Holloway fight, so he's top of the food chain pretty much in this division. Recent interim champ, obviously. Also, this is a 5-rounder, so Ortega will have the advantage there when it comes to the experience, also the cardio advantage maybe, because Lopes is super explosive in those earlier rounds, and he's probably going to gas as the rounds go on. But I do think he'll have enough in him to pull through the whole 5 rounds. So I don't know. The conclusion for this fight, I'm going to go with, if it finishes in the first 2 rounds, it's Lopes. If it goes beyond that, I think Ortega gets the decision win, 48-47. However, if I have to pick one, I think Lopes is going to finish Ortega within the first 2 rounds. Moving down the card, we got Anthony Smith versus Roman Dolidze. I'm going to have to go with Anthony Smith on this one. I think he's just the bigger dude. He'd never make middleweight. Roman's obviously coming up from middleweight, and it's not even like he has the speed advantage. Usually people moving up there a little bit quicker. He won't even have the speed advantage. He probably won't have the pop in his hand. Yeah, I think Anthony Smith is going to bust him up on the feet. He'll probably knock him down and get a ground and pound TKO at the end of it. So I'm going to go with Anthony Smith. Moving down the card, we got Bueno Silva versus Macy Chiasson. You do realize that the pay-per-views are $80, right? So 5 fights on the main card. That makes it $16 for this fight is what you're paying. This is the biggest robbery of the card already, and the fights haven't even started yet. So yeah, I'll be expecting that 10k robbery bonus by the Guru. So let's see when he deposits that. But yeah, Silva looks like a roided out butch mom, and Macy Chiasson looks like a 13-year-old boy. Silva is just the most scarier looking woman, so I'm gonna pick her to win this fight. She's gonna win this fight by something. Moving down the card, we got Ian Garry versus MVP. I've already made a video about this, so make sure you'll go check that out. But yeah, so Ian Garry's been chatting a lot of shit about the speed and all of that, and talking about how MVP's never faced anyone as quick. Yeah, MVP's just quicker. MVP's quicker than Ian Garry, but Ian Garry's sort of coping about it. So MVP is just going to be at distance, landing jabs constantly at the face of Ian Garry, and he's going to blitz in every now and then. And will Ian Garry's chin be able to hold up? I don't know, but I do think MVP is going to land quite a bit with that 5-inch reach, especially on the jabs. Obviously his leg is open to be kicked, but I think he is going to counter those leg kicks pretty efficiently in this one. This is most likely going to be the most boring fight on the card. It really depends on whether they engage or not, because it could even be a first round like extremely exciting knockout. You never know. But yeah, I'm gonna go with a 30-27 decision for MVP. Garry, you can go shit yourself. Yeah, from one Irish brother to another. Talking smack about my boy Neil Magny. Hell no. So yeah, that's the predictions for the main card. I'm not gonna go to the prelims. No one really watches that. Maybe I might get one guy watching that for that, but I'll get around 3 for this one. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Be back for the other ones. Post-fight predictions coming up as well, so stay tuned.